Semiconductor stocks were down big today. We can see the semiconductor ETF is down roughly 3% on the day. One of my favorite semiconductor companies, Nvidia, was down over 3%, and another one, Qualcomm, was down over 5%. So in today's episode, I want to take a closer look at some of the reasons affecting the overall stock prices right now. And there is one that's pretty recent, and that's a little bit more kind of regulations on exports. Let's take a closer look on today's episode.
I do want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and make sure to check out fool.com/Jose to get the top 10 stocks to buy right now.
So if you've been watching this channel, you know the numerous reasons why to be bearish in the semiconductor market. I mean, obviously we can see worldwide PC shipments fall a nice amount in the second quarter, and we continue to see the PC market weakness from companies like Intel and other ones that deal in the GPU and the CPU market. Other thing we see is a lot of kind of weakness in the consumer world and a lot of kind of over inventory when oversupply compared to overall demand. Outside of supply, we also have the huge kind of macroeconomic environment that we're seeing right now. And we can see here from this Adobe report that they mention some of those kind of issues. The holiday season, for example, will also be impacted by an uncertain economic environment as shoppers contend with elevated prices offline for food, gas, housing, and the rising cost of borrowing. Adobe also mentions discounts expected to be massive during the holiday season as retailers contend with oversupply and softening consumer spending environment, which kind of will drive huge consumer discounts for the electronic markets, especially the computers. And this makes sense with the overall worldwide PC shipment falling in the second quarter of 2022. And if you are enjoying the episode so far, make sure to hit the thumbs up as it does help me grow my overall audience. If you want to support a little bit more, make sure to subscribe using my link at fool.com/Jose. Thank you. So the final reason, and this is one that actually has some new updates, is restrictions or kind of exports implemented for all kind of semiconductors. And for those not familiar, I think the most popular case came out in late August when Nvidia released an SEC informing that the United States government has imposed a new license required effective immediately for any future exports to China and Russia for some of the company's integrated circuits that deal with artificial intelligence. The main reason was national security. And over the past few months, we have seen these kind of exports gone all over the places in forms of softwares that deal with semiconductors, in form of certain manufacturing equipment that is deal to produce high-level semiconductor chips, for example, to, like we saw with Nvidia, chips that deal with artificial intelligence and machine learning. Well, on October 7th, there was another update, and this implements new export controls on advanced computing and semiconductor manufacturing items. And I do want to say this is another fear that has started to come out for the semiconductor market, where there's more regulations, and we know China is a big player in the semiconductor market, so obviously will hit kind of the revenue in some form of way. The other thing is when we started to see kind of chips from Nvidia, like their A100 and the H100 being regulated, the fear is what if they start expanding into other kind of products as well. And I personally understand both sides. I understand it in the national security way of why these kind of chips are being prevented from certain countries, but I also understand in the business side how this might hurt companies like Nvidia and other semiconductor players. In this new update that came out on October 7th, they did kind of add a new paragraph adding new high performance ICs. And if we take a closer look at technical notes for this new paragraph, it now includes, but it's not limited to, central processing units, CPUs, graphics processing units, GPUs, tensor processing units, TPUs, neural processors, in-memory processors, vision processors, text processors, and again the list goes on and on. So we're previously involved pretty much just chips like the A100 and the H100, which were some form of accelerator GPUs. Now it seems like the United States government is trying to increase into other types of chips. I do want to say at the moment we haven't really heard much from players in the central processing unit if this is affecting their products at the moment, but who knows, that might change overall in time. At the end of the day, I do want to say the semiconductor market continues to have numerous headwinds, especially in the short term of things, but I'm still super bullish in the long term of things. I think artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all the kind of use cases for semiconductors are not going anywhere. They're going to continue to evolve because overall technological innovation continues to happen. So for someone like me who has a long-term stay in the market. Obviously, this can hurt a lot in the short term, but I'm still super excited for the semiconductor market in the long term of things. Let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts in the semiconductors? Is this a space that you're nowhere near touching? If so, why?